Hello, it's JCal Arts, and welcome to my Let's Draw series where I draw a picture, you watch me draw, and I explain the thought processes behind the drawing. Hello and welcome back, and in today's Let's Draw, I'll be doing another installment in my Teenage Ninja Kappa series, and I'll be referring to my little creations as the Teenage Ninja Kappa, which I'll get into later. But if you're new to the channel, I would recommend you check out this playlist with my other Ninja Kappa or Kappa videos so you can kind of be filled in as to the context of this art idea. But effectively, I'm basically making the anime version of the TMNT, so here we go. So the first Ninja Kappa that we'll be going through is Sandaiyu Mochizuki, and if you need the name spelled out, here it is. And you can call him Sanji too, that's his nickname. But Sanji is effectively the Leonardo of the Ninja Kappa if his blue hair and blue eyes didn't give it away. But I see my Ninja Kappa living a double life where they have to do their ninja missions in the night and keep those secret and then live their ordinary pedestrian lives during the day. And I see Sanji being able to handle this, balance of his lives the best out of the four Ninja Kappa. And as far as personality flaws, I see Sanji having extreme perfectionism because he's seen as the straight arrow of the brothers and the one who has it together. So he feels immense pressure to, live up to that expectation. And so he has a lot of perfectionism and can be a very, high self-doubter and lacking of confidence because he's holding himself to standards he feels like he can never meet, or rather can never meet because no one's perfect. And I decided to give him some personality flaws like this because I know we all like Leonardo TMNT fans, but sometimes Leonardo isn't as immediately interesting as his brothers because he doesn't have defined personality flaws like Donnie, Ralph, and Michael have. So yeah, I wanted to give Sanji defined personality flaws as the Leonardo of the group. So it's perfectionism and low confidence because he tries to meet impossible standards that he can never meet. And I also see him having to grow as far as his dynamic with his brothers and trying to basically, express how he always has this pressure under him and how he doesn't appreciate how whenever he messes up, he gets, harshly critiqued because he's the straight man while they can mess up and it's kind of expected of them. But there goes some character arc and personality for you guys out here. So some of you probably did a double take hearing Sanji's full name and went, JCal Arts, what's going on with the names? And so I'll let it be known that JCal Arts is a reformed weeaboo. But on a serious note, I wanted my Ninja Kappa to be Japanese American coded, and I decided to name them after famous ninjas in history because I basically heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the original TMNT creators were going to name the turtles with Japanese names but couldn't find ones that they liked or that stuck. And it just was funny to me because I was like, why don't you just name them after famous ninja? But they probably didn't have access to that type of information like I do now with the internet back in the 80s. So yeah, that's, why I gave them the names I gave them. And yes, I'm going to be putting on my weeaboo hat in today's video. So yay. But yeah, my Ninja Kappa also are named Kappa for the same reason, also to make them more distinct from the Koopas. So Nintendo got off my back. And so yeah, my Ninja Kappa are Japanese coded, Japanese American coded, and their father/master immigrated from Japan with them in tow as babies that he had recently adopted. And so yeah, they're Japanese American coded. I wanted to shout out Hey Wan and her channel and her videos about the TMNT because she basically kind of just mentioned this thing with me where it's kind of weird how TMNT doesn't delve more into Asian culture besides the turtles being ninja and Splinter. So yeah. So now on to Hanzo Mochizuki, who goes by the nickname Hans, and I was illuminated to something mentioned in Shiren's video about Shang-Chi, and Shiren Jai Chao is a YouTuber I recommend my subscribers check out because they're really cool. But they mentioned how Asian people who move to Western countries tend to have English names that they want people to refer to them as, and then their more traditional Asian names that people in their community and families refer to them as, to basically keep the frustration levels low because Westerners be butchering Asian name pronunciations, and I can attest to this. Growing up, I had a Vietnamese friend in middle school and high school with the last name Tran, and whenever she would get picked up, or had to be called to the office, the announcer would always say blank Tan, which, I can see how irritating that is, especially because y'all guys don't see the R in between the T and the A. But yeah, I gave my Ninja Kappa Asian and English names for that reason. And Asian people, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that fact. But yeah, I know I don't have like a lot of weebs in my audience, so you guys be prepared for a lot of kawaii desu cringy weeaboo-ness in today's Let's Draw. So I see Hans being a Go Shonen protagonist when it comes to his personality. A lot of passion about the things he cares about. And for Hans, it's his family and being a ninja. But that passion coming at the cost of basically impulsive decision making and not being exactly the smartest person in the room, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Hans, I wanted to double down on that anime protagonist vibe by giving him a spiky haircut that anime characters have that make you wonder how they keep the hair the way it is without using tons of gel cream. And I see the Ninja Kappa, except when having their natural hair colors being black and them dyeing it these colors. But with Hans, now looking back in the speed paint recording, he looks like Guy Fieri. So, maybe Hans be out here doing some diners, drive-ins, and dives alongside Mr. Fieri. So, yeah. Since I mentioned that Hans has a shonen anime protagonist personality, Hans also kind of looks like Naruto without his headband, but I'll leave you guys to decide which does Hans look more like, Naruto without the headband or Guy Fieri. Which one are we going to sit here and go with today? I'll leave it up to you guys. So if the voice recording is matching up with the speed paint recording, then yeah, you can see Hans's full body shot because I've drawn a headshot and the full body shot of all the characters in this Let's Draw. And I have Hanzo doing the same pose Naruto does when he performs his Rasengan. So I guess that kind of solves the mystery. He looks more like Naruto, or we can compromise and say he has the personality of Naruto with Guy Fieri's haircut, whichever one makes it work for you. But I describe him as like a shonen protagonist personality-wise because I'm pretty sure you guys have a good idea of what I'm talking about as far as the character archetype. And I basically see him being the most popular out of the Ninja Kappa when it comes to everyday life with the regular people because he's so sociable and attention-grabbing like a shonen protagonist. And I see him having the hardest time maintaining the balance of his double life of being a ninja and a regular person, so he ends up making a lot of follies that the other brothers have to clean up. So that is Hanzo. So now we're on to Danzo Mochizuki, who goes by the nickname Dan. I see Dan and Hans basically being fraternal twins. And as far as like the order of who's the oldest and youngest, I see the next Ninja Kappa being the oldest, Sadayu being the middle child, and then the twins being the youngest. And I see their ages being 20, 19, and the twins are 18 respectively. And so I aged them up to basically be adults, but at the same time, I wanted to keep like the teenage part of the Teenage Ninja Kappa because I already made the logo for my little creations in today's Let's Draw, which I'll show here. And it took me a long time to try to settle on the logo, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make the T part of the TNK fit in today. So yeah, I nearly got away with that one. So I see the Ninja Kappa basically being university students or college students. That's why I aged them up to be, adults, but still technically teenagers, except the oldest. But during the day, they go on campus of their university to take university classes and do the university stuff. And then during the evening and night, they basically come back to their father/master, who we'll get to later in the video, and they train and then go on their ninja missions. And that's effectively the type of dichotomy they live in that the TNK is based off of. So just envision Kim Possible if Kim was a college student and instead of a spy, she was a ninja. I mentioned the university student slash ninja double life there because basically the ninja Kappa, have a lot of their strengths and weaknesses defined by how well they deal with the double life that they live. So Sanji tends to be able to live up to being a college student and a ninja and do pretty fine with keeping that balance. Hanzo, on the other hand, he doesn't have a preference for either one and enjoys doing either, but he struggles in both being a college student and a ninja. Danzo here, on the other hand, definitely prefers being a college student to being a ninja. I see him basically being the Donatello of the group. He's very intelligent and very smart and can showcase that brightness in the college courses and university boards and rooms. But that type of intelligence doesn't shine as much in ninja missions, so he doesn't look forward to going back home and training and preparing for doing those. And I see him basically being the weakest ninja physically between Hanzo and Sanji and the other ninja Kappa we'll get to. And I know, considering Hanzo is effectively Michelangelo, that's quite odd, but, he's a shonen anime protagonist, so he has a lot of power in that tiny little body of his. He just doesn't know how to use it appropriately. But getting off topic, so I see Danzo basically being a bit of a smart aleck and trying to big himself up because he doesn't like the fact that he has to be a ninja and the fact that he sucks at being a ninja, so he tries to compensate by being the biggest, most obnoxious smart aleck in the classroom. So, he's basically a genuinely smart know-it-all, so that sums up his personality. So I wanted to mention this with Danzo before I go, but I imagine him having similar powers to Tenten if you watch Naruto. I like how Tenten basically has a scroll where she can summon kunai and other similar ninja weapons and throwing weapons. And I just found that power really cool, and it just sucks that Tenten was sidelined, so we don't see much of it. So I decided to make it Danzo's power, where he basically uses alchemy of sorts to summon all sorts of throwing stars and everything else ninja-like from his giant skull you see him carrying here. So yeah, that's enough about Danzo. So now on to the next ninja Kappa. Intermission time. So I want to let you guys know that I have an Instagram called JK Arts, the same name as my channel name, and I encourage you to follow me over there because I post more frequently over there, and I have all sorts of random content outside of YouTube videos that you can enjoy. But back to the video. So for our final ninja Kappa of today's Let's Draw, we have Junichi Mochizuki. Jin, which is the nickname he goes by, is the rough of the group, and when you see his full body picture, you'll be able to tell he's the tallest, he's the most muscular, and he is 20 years old. But I also want to give him autistic traits, like Donatello was given autistic traits in The Rise of the TMNT. Now, if that was intentional or not, I don't know, and Rise fans, you can let me know in the comment section. But I intentionally want to give Junichi autistic traits, and I'll be pulling from my own personal experience because I am on the autism spectrum. Surprise. So Junichi, like Ralph, can be standoffish and blunt in ways that many people find unpleasant and create socially awkward situations. And so, he's curt and blunt because he takes things very literally. And so, that's what creates a lot of the social awkwardness and makes people read him as being a rude dickhead sometimes. But no, he's just taking things very literally. And he also has a hard time reading social cues and body language and picking up on social information intuitively. And so because of this, he just has a hard time socializing, and he just feels alien when he has to engage with people. And so it makes the pedestrian part of the double life all the ninja Kappa have to live very difficult for him. And I see him going to university with his brothers, but having to go to a counselor with the ninja Kappa's father/master to get special assistance. And because of all the struggles he has and his pedestrian life, he escapes to the ninja part of the double life because he feels like he can just vibe in that space a lot better, intuitively especially. And he has a fixation on physical fitness and, Japanese weapons and other types of things adjacent to that. So, it's not just a natural fixation, but it's an escape to things that he can understand, unlike the pedestrian life where he has to socialize and interact with people, something to him that's very alien. And part of the growth for the father and master of the Ninja Coupa, along with the brothers of Jin, is them trying to understand Jinichi and understand that he's not some distant asshole who's mean for no reason. He's just struggles with socializing and interacting with people, and he just needs to be approached and helped in ways that are gonna be different, just like with most autistic people in real life. So once again, these are my own personal experiences as an autistic person. So, autism affects everybody differently. So don't take this as like gospel as far as autistic representation. But yeah, I just wanted to add that little tidbit in because I think it can make the dynamics between the characters very interesting. And I also see the father / master of the Ninja Kappa treating Jinichi like a baby, and everyone in the group passively treats Jinichi like the baby despite being the oldest because of these, issues that he has. And it could create tension with the other brothers because, Jinichi gets to be, babied and coddled while they have to be held to expectations and standards, especially when it comes to Sanji. And so, I just see that being the potential conflict between the group and the dynamics there. And, just having Jinichi basically become more socially adaptable and being able to do better and being as good in his pedestrian life as he is in his ninja life and build that confidence. So yeah, that's Jinichi. So we're at the final character of the Ninja Kappa video, and before I reveal him, or rather his name, please like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, even though I had this video planned and I was eventually going to do the drawing and everything, it took longer than usual because of the voice recording, and I got sick this week. So please like, comment, and subscribe because this damn video took a long time and I'm finally reaching the finish line. So yeah, that will be greatly appreciated. And this is one of the few times you see me e-begging. So y'all give me some love. So e-begging aside, we're going to go back to the regular scheduled programming of today's Let's Draw. And I'm going to finally reveal the father figure / master, mentor, teacher of the Ninja Kappa. And he goes by the name Nagato Mochizuki. Nago for short for those who need nicknames with the names of today's video. Basically, I have this character saved for last because I wanted to get into the backstory because, with the TMNT, they have their origin story. And really, when you learn about Splinter's origin story, it kind of explains everything you need to know as how the turtles came to be. And so it's going to be the same here. And so it's admittedly a work in progress. So be patient with me. And I just hope you kind of understand the concept I'm going for here. So let's get into it, y'all. So y'all are about to get some OC JCal Arts original content. So that's something I want to do more on this channel. And before I go in, I want to basically say that the villain of the story of the Ninja Kappa doesn't have a name. So I'm just going to refer to him as Shredder. So you can kind of, know what I'm talking about when I go through this backed up explanation anime backstory here. But Nagato Mochizuki comes from Japan, and he's part of a clan of ninjas known as the Mochizuki clan. And they basically live in a secluded village that's not known to the Japanese public. And Shredder, who in this universe is like a Kazuya Mishima style businessman, wants to expand his company's land into Mochizuki territory. And so he ends up finding out about the Mochizuki clan when he tries to, take over their lands. And so Nagato and his fellow Mochizuki clan members have to defend their clan lands, and they end up losing. And the Shredder ends up taking out a lot of the Mochizuki clan members and dispersing them. And so that's where the Ninja Kappa come in, because basically they lost their individual parents, and surprise, they're not actually biologically related. During the battle, so Nagato decides to basically take them and escape to America away from Japan out of the fear of the Shredder basically trying to find them, because obviously he doesn't want it known that, he just wiped out an entire group of people and have that be global news. And so Nagato immigrates to America with his 4 Kappa sons, and they live a pretty normal life until the Shredder basically is found to be in America, and they basically have to keep an eye on to see what he's about to do and what type of other criminal actions he's going to take. So yeah, that's the backstory that I'm working with here. So be thankful I'm sharing my OC content with y'all. So I wanted Nagato to be more than just a splinter figure to Ninja Kappa. So unlike the Ninja Kappa, he leads a triple life. So during the day, he's the father of the Mochizuki brothers. During the evening time, he's the expert ninja teaching the Mochizuki brothers his technique. And then during the nighttime, when the brothers are out on their mission, Nagato be getting around, if you know what I mean. And I only add that element because I see after his experience him being lonely and needing some companionship, especially raising 4 sons on his own, so he needs some edge taken off him, if you know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. So that'll be all the commentary I have for today. Thank you for watching my video, and I'm just glad I'm sharing more of my original content, which you'll see more of on this channel. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.